What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Random Things Podcast, episode 9. We're back with the crew from most of the episodes. Michael Duggan took a bit of a hiatus since the Christmas break, but he is back, gearing up for some conversations, right? Pat's yes, Dynasty sir. Forever, Duggan.
Yes, sir.
Danny and John are back, too. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm good.
Danny is still in his couch fort from last week, so, so that's good.
In here.
Oh man, yeah. Last week's episode was our most viewed episode on YouTube. I don't know about Spotify. I don't know the first fucking thing about Spotify, but it's got 187 views or something like that. 177 views. It's got a lot of views. So I don't know why that one had so many views. Our others usually peak out around 37. So
I told you it was the Hampton effect.
It was just him. He kept going back and rewatching it like over and over again. So, I don't know, but it was a good one, and I'm hoping we can have some more episodes like that as we keep going, because that'll really go a long ways to getting this podcast up and running. Hopefully a lot of people start tuning into it. But right off the top, why don't we do this? If you are tuning into this podcast, do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. If you're on Spotify, I don't think it goes live till tomorrow, but if you're listening to it on Spotify, download it, add it to your playlist, whatever you do on Spotify. Leave us a comment. If you're tuning in live, go ahead and let us know. Comment live. We'll answer them if we get them.
A live comment already?
From the Thunder Demons hockey team, let me add it to the thing here. Duggan is my least favorite panel.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that's great.
Damn it. Danny, was that you?
Where's those Thunder Demons?
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, guess what? Next time I'm going to play that hockey team, I'm going to fucking forecheck the shit out of that person.
Duggan's like, don't let
Duggan? I can skate
and
I can shoot.
I bet you he can. Duggan is one of those people that's like, no matter what he puts himself to sport wise, he does good. So
I can skiing this year too. You live in Connecticut.
He's got the Mickey Mantle gene.
Yeah.
Could Mickey Mantle play hockey?
He can now.
And he can fuck.
He can fuck. Oh, that's funny. All right. So for tonight's off the top, this is going to be funny. Not for John, but it's going to be funny for the rest of us. I think we talked about the Mandela effect a little bit on one of these episodes. It was as in regards to Sinbad, like the movie he did. People think that Shazam or Kazam was a movie with Sinbad, and it wasn't. It was just a movie with Shaq, but everybody thinks that it was. Another one of those has come across me that I've never seen, but John brought it up this week, and I can't get over it.
I will quit this podcast right fucking now.
Fruit of the Loom. So the controversy around this one, and it's an old one, but like I said, I've never seen it. The controversy around this one is people remember that the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia around it, the little fucking twirly thing in the background, and it didn't. It never did.
That's great.
I know. And so we've been going down this road all day at work. I even did this. This is great. Watch this. So this is John's desk at work. I put that on his desk when he was away from it. So it's incredible. But so do you guys remember the Fruit of the Loom logo, and do you think it had a cornucopia?
I don't remember it, but if someone was going to tell me it was, I'd believe them.
Danny,
I definitely thought that it did have the cornucopia on it. I mean, I vividly recall having like a 24-pack of tighty whities, and there was a big old cornucopia on that shit.
That's what a lot of.
I want to be clear about this. I deep dived eBay vintage 1990s underwear from Hanes. I'm sorry, for Fruit of the Loom, right? And I sat there and I searched for like 25 minutes trying to find the cornucopia. I was disappointed to say that I couldn't. Right?
Listen, what I did on my research for this, because again, this Mandela effect thing's crazy. I know that there's a bunch of shit from my childhood that I probably remember differently than it actually being. But what I did for my deep dive was I went back to the Fruit of the Loom commercials on television, and I pulled up ones from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and the 2000s. None of them had the fucking cornucopia. It was all, is it cornucopia or cornucopia? Because Dan said cornea. And now I think I'm saying it wrong.
Cornucopia.
Corn U?
Yeah.
Do you pronounce the U?
Yeah, it's like its own syllable.
Cornucopia. No, that's stupid. That sounds very Italian.
Yeah, I'm very Italian. So what?
Cornucopia.
Cornucopia. I don't remember this thing having one. I shouldn't say I don't remember them having one, but I couldn't remember one way or the other if it did or didn't. So
I showed you several shirts. Several shirts.
And I told you that those were all photoshopped. All of them. Okay? They fucking
Kevin,
have to be.
We have no idea what is photoshopped today and what isn't. AI is taking over the globe.
John, you're the pulse for these things, though. Is there another like Mandela effect thing that you can think of that is one that would be fun to bring up with this?
Curious George.
What did you say?
Curious George.
What about Curious George?
He doesn't have a tail.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that's one of them, apparently.
People remember Curious George with a fucking tail?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's because how many Curious George books have you read to your kids? And you see this.
I had a Curious George toy when I was a kid that didn't have a tail. It did. No, it didn't have it never had a tail, but it did get a very curious rip in its butthole that, yeah, I know. I was a kid, so get that look off your face, John. And I used to say, and my mom was like, "Do you want me to sew it up?" I'm like, "No, everybody needs a butthole." So, but then my son, we got him. One of my sisters bought him a Curious George when we first started having kids. And I remember I said, "I promise we won't cut a butthole into this one." But, all right, that's fine for the off the top. All right, we're gonna move on to our first main topic today, and our first main topic: irrational fears. So, what I want to know is, do you guys have any irrational fears? Fears that, obviously, things that you will probably never happen to you, or you'll never come across, but that sometimes, like, you're like, I don't know, I'm going to walk into the situation a little cautiously in case my irrational fear comes to life. Duggan, I want to start with you on this one.
I'm not scared of anything. The only thing that I could probably be scared of is getting raped, but I'm killing a motherfucker if that happens.
You're irrational.
Listen, women have to walk around constantly being aware that they could get raped at any point in time. So
Christ.
That's the only thing I would be scared of, is that some dude would come up to me, be like, "Hey, what's up, sugar tits?" And then I would have to tear his jugular out or fucking gash his eyes out or something. But other than that, not too much.
You're a pretty big dude, though, and like I would imagine that the person that would come up to try and take advantage of you, Mike, would have to be like an Andre the Giant sized motherfucker.
Yeah, or like a D lineman from like Alabama, like a 300-pounder. I'd really be cautious of that guy. I'm taking out his kneecap easy.
Andre the Giant just walks up behind Duggan and goes, "Would anybody like some butt sex?"
All right, so Duggan's afraid of being raped in the streets. Dan, what about you?
God, where do I start? You know windmills?
Yeah.
The big white ones? Yeah, fuck those. I don't like them.
Oh, like the solar windmills?
But what is the
windmills?
Or like the one at like a golf course, like an old rickety wooden
No,
one.
not the old rickety one. The like the new ones. Like there's
Mhm.
two of them in Boston, driving into Boston. Like I know the location of most windmills that you can see from the road because I don't fucking like them. I don't want to look at them. I don't like
What's
it.
your fear there? That like
think
one of
it
them is going to go
stems-
loose and fucking cut you up?
I don't know. I think it stems back to when I was a kid. I was afraid of really big flags, like really big American flags.
Like the
If
one
you
in
guys
Burlington.
recall, yeah. Or if you recall, back in like the 90s off of 95, there was a car dealership. They had a huge fucking American flag.
Yeah,
And when I was
that's
a
what I'm
kid,
talking.
I was afraid of it because I thought it was going to come down and like get stuck on me and pull me away.
Yep.
That is an irrational fear.
Yeah, and it also goes to tall buildings, especially if they're white. I don't like those.
A tall white building.
Like I'll look at the Washington Monument, but like I don't want to like stand right next to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to piggyback off you for 1 second. I don't have a fear of being near a tall building or a windmill or a flag or anything like that. But I will tell you that the Washington Monument, which is pretty, I mean, how big is it wide? It's not very big, right?
No, it's not very.
Are you talking about the obelisk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, I would be afraid to go up that building. Like if you can go up it on the inside, yeah?
You can go up it, yeah.
Yeah,
Have
I'd
you
be
seen
afraid.
Parker was
Spider-Man?
there.
Yeah, dude, that scene in Spider-Man makes me wicked uneasy because I feel like that building, even the wind could like fuck that thing up because it's not like a massive fucking building, you know. And I don't know, I would never go up something that's so thin.
Skinny.
Never been into like Bunker Hill?
No.
Same one, yeah.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching Percy Jackson on Disney Plus, the new show, and they go up the fucking St. Louis Arch or whatever, the Arc, and that thing's terrifying that people go up that thing. And then they just walk across the bridge to the other side and go down. Dude, there's nothing under you but air. What are you doing?
Kevin, have you been to Toronto?
No.
The Sky Needle.
So, you know the CN Tower?
What's on the other side of? No. I've been to Niagara.
Like Montreal.
So the CN Tower is like one of the tallest buildings in Canada, and you go up an elevator to this, and I mean it's very similar to the Seattle Space Needle in how it's built.
Also, something I would never go up.
But you go up to the top of this, and there is a section that it's just a glass floor, and you can just stand on it and look.
Oh God!
And what they don't tell you, is everywhere else is carpeted, but what they don't tell you is all the carpeted sections, that's all glass floor too.
Oh fuck!
They just put a fucking carpet over it.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
No.
Dude, I can't. One of my irrational fears is obviously heights. Like, I don't mind flying. I don't mind being on roller coasters and rides and shit. I don't like a slow climb on a roller coaster. Like, I hate that shit. Launch me into a fucking roller coaster. I just want to get going. But like if I have to physically walk or move in a tall area that's open to the air, fuck that. Never. I don't like it.
How do you
Don't
feel
like
about how do you feel about like sewer grates?
Ugh.
Oh, like
I don't
no.
like. What do you mean? Like, yeah,
Like would you like if you're walking and there's like a sewer grate or a subway grate, are you walking over that or are you gonna walk around it?
I mean,
over that.
I probably intentionally go around it, but if I found myself standing on one, I wouldn't be afraid of it. That's like what, a 12-foot fall at most. So
I don't know.
It depends.
You don't know what's down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, everything to me just kind of stems
Could be a
from
300-pound lineman.
Yeah, a fear of the
no.
unknown.
Oh,
Like
no.
I don't like.
He's
deep
down
water.
there. The D lineman's down there waiting for me.
Down there waiting for Duggan.
So,
I don't like deep water and anything that's in deep water. Fuck whales.
like
Fuck
mermaids.
sharks. I told Duffy that when I was a kid, we would go on vacation to a resort in Wells, Maine, and there was a pool there, and there was a big light in the deep end of the pool, and in my brain there was a hidden shark behind that light, and at night if I went swimming in that pool, that shark was going to come out and it was going to fucking eat me.
That's interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
So while we were
I don't-
looking this up, right, I just want to throw these out here because this is irrational shit. Like most of the things we're talking about, it could happen in real life. So there's 4 of them, and I didn't want to shit on anybody, but I found these so absurd that I needed to share them. The first one is called misophonia. Does anybody know what that is?
I have misophonia. Where you hate people, the sound of people chewing?
Yep. Well, it's chewing, breathing, swallowing, stepping, lip smacking, or snapping. Yes.
Yep.
I feel bad. I feel bad for you for that one, sir. Chewing, I could understand because some people chew like a fucking asshole.
It's only specifically to the chewing. There's a guy that used to work at our company, and he used to sit in they were called hut cubes because he was just like a displaced body, and he would sit over here, and he would fucking eat raw vegetables every day. He would just bite into one and just snap a carrot and snap into an apple, and I literally would sit there like staring this motherfucker down like with daggers. I have it with chewing, specifically I think raw vegetables, but although when I hear people slurp cereal, I also want to jump across the table and choke them out. So
now, has anybody heard of globophobia?
No, but
that is the extreme or overwhelming fear of balloons. This one's one of my favorites. It's chirophobia, and that is the fear of hands.
That's
any kind of hand?
Yeah, their own hands, like
and others.
Mr. Hands,
like they forget they have hands for a minute, and then they're just like, oh!
Yep. And then the last one is chromophobia, and that is the fear of colors.
That's fucked up.
That's so fucked up.
Can you get surgery to have
make yourself colorblind? Can I have dog eyes? Are dogs actually colorblind? Those are some pretty fucked up. Like I said, misophonia. I don't think it's that bad because honestly, that really just stems from people annoying me. The other ones are pretty fucking whack, though.
Yeah.
John, what about you for your irrational fears?
I have an irrational fear of porcelain dolls. I've brought it up on here before. Right?
I don't think that's irrational at all.
I think it's like they're not coming to life. I know they're not going to. If I see one of those fucking things in a room, I stop dead in my tracks. I'm like, nope, no, I'll stay out here. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm never. That's
like
never going to happen.
Those American Girl dolls.
Oh, sorry, Dick.
My wife, though, has an irrational fear, and my personal feeling is it's 100% irrational because it stems from nothing. Is frogs. She is afraid of frogs. Like
that's pretty rational.
She sees one hop in the driveway, she's like, I'm not getting out. Fuck that.
What about like Kermit?
Doesn't bother her. However, if you sit there and you do the ET phone home thing to her, like with the finger, dude, she freaks the fuck out and breaks out in goosebumps and everything else. It's the funniest thing.
My wife doesn't like bear crawls.
Like seeing a person do one?
Yeah. She's really creeped out by that. So every once in a while, I'll just do my hands and my feet and just bear crawl towards her.
Yeah, you gotta hide in like the hallway and just fucking.
Oh yeah, I can bear crawl fucking fast.
A dark hallway with like barely any light, and all of a sudden you just right at her.
Yeah. Oh, she hates it.
My number one. Sorry, do you have another one, John?
No, I'm good.
My number one irrational fear, like number one, and this, I swear, like my neighbors probably see me doing this and they're like, what the fuck is that idiot doing? But every once in a while, I will think, and I can't get it out of my head, that there is a fucking snake in my mailbox. And I'm going to open that fucking thing up and it's going to just strike me. Like, I don't know where it came from originally, but I saw a news story of a guy opening up his front door, like the screen door, and a fucking snake was like waiting in the corner, and it's bit him in the face. And like ever since then, I don't know. I've been terrified of opening up my mailbox and just getting like struck by a snake. So every once in a while, I'll just open up my mailbox. And go like. Like hop back just in case.
It astonishes me because I've seen that video that he didn't kill that fucking thing on the spot.
I mean, dude, he got struck by a snake and it was a big snake. So My first thought wouldn't be let's kill this snake. My first thought would be it's probably poisonous. I probably need to go to the hospital right now. So
fucking snake with you, so that way they don't kind of antivenom to give you.
Yeah.
Why slap that shit like Indiana Jones into the ground?
Yeah.
Slap it.
Slap
shit.
Right.
You grab it by its head, you smack it on the ground.
Yeah.
Just bite it.
Did you see the video of the guy, the bobcat attacks the dog and the lady, and he picks the bobcat up, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's a bobcat!" And he just goes and chucks it down the street. Yeah,
sounds amazing though.
Yeah.
You know what videos I was watching the other was monkeys stealing babies in India. That shit.
Oh fuck!
That shit is crazy.
But that's not even, dude. That's not. That's not even an irrational fear for people living in India. That's like a real fear. Like a monkey's gonna steal my baby.
Here's the debate. Do you think you could take on a monkey?
What kind of monkey?
Like a macaw monkey, or
yeah, like a macaw monkey, like a 35-pounder that kind of looks like a cat.
Mm.
No,
because
are those the ones
naturally,
in the hot springs?
I'm like, I'm gonna fucking curb stomp this monkey. But then you have to think about it. It probably got the strength of like 4 dudes at like an average of like 180 pounds. So your best bet is to probably just try to grab it by its legs and fucking spear it into the ground.
Again, here comes the rational part of me. I don't think it has the strength of 4 people, obviously, but I do think it's stronger than you think it is. I think that yes, like one of the 4 people that are sitting in this paneling right now, right, could definitely take that particular macaw. Right, if it was a fucking chimp, no.
No way, dude!
Out! Absolutely not!
Out! If I saw somebody get even a baby chimp, if I saw somebody getting attacked by a chimp, like in public, I wouldn't even help them. I wouldn't, because there's no like. Too often they go for the fucking. They rip your face off and they rip your fucking dick and nuts off. Yeah, no, fuck that. If you get attacked by a chimp, you're on your own.
Bite your fucking fingers off first.
Yeah. All you need is a gun. Yep. No, those things are fucking ruthless.
They're horrible, and like they're the most vicious of the ape family too.
Oh, yeah.
Like a gorilla is actually less vicious than a chimp.
Right. Yeah.
But you see a gorilla, immediately you shit your pants. Like, oh fuck, that is a 380-pound silverback gorilla, and it is gonna fuck me up. But like honestly, you could probably like play dead and the fucking gorilla would leave you alone. But that chimp sees you, he's coming in for the kill immediately.
Right for the fucking jugular.
He's not just gonna rape you, he's gonna make new holes to fuck.
Oh
yeah,
in your body. Split you sideways.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gorillas have been known to go bypass people so long as you don't challenge them in their areas. Yeah. And chimpanzees have been known to be cannibalistic.
Yeah, those things.
So that's another thing. So you got to be real careful about it. What you doing?
Yep.
I think I could take I could take a monkey, like a monkey, like a little. I'm just fucking eating. I'm just a little outbreak. All right, if it's the outbreak monkey, I'm fucked. But if it's just like a normal monkey, like the monkeys that steal babies in India, I could probably kill 1 or 2 of them. But if they come at me in force, like he gets all his monkey buddies. Probably not. They're probably going to overrun me real quick.
An article that this dude in India got stoned to death by a group of monkeys. They found an abandoned house and were throwing bricks at this fucking dude. Hit him in the chest, hit him in the head, and killed him. That's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This goes back. I think I don't know if we talked about this in one of these episodes, but like. Where would we live? Where was like? No. This is a different. Not the first one, but like, what state or what country would you do you think, or continent? I don't remember which one. I think it was country. What country do you think has the most lethal combination of predators that you'd have to be afraid of like that? Like in North America, you'd have to deal with like bobcats and wolves sometimes and bears, but like there are places.
Australia is the top answer every time. Everything there will and wants to kill you.
Even at the coast, the great white sharks.
Crocodiles.
There's no safety. There's no safety in Australia.
Gaggle of kangaroos coming at you.
Do you have any idea how vicious a koala is?
Oh yeah,
and they got chlamydia.
Exactly.
Yeah. Every single one of them, chlamydia. That thing bites you, instant chlamydia. But it's going to do more than bite you. They are
seeping out the dick in 10 minutes.
Is that real? Is that real?
Yes.
100%.
The comedian John Oliver has a wing in Australia. It's the chlamydia wing for fucking koalas.
Oh my god, they have chlamydia. That's incredible. Yeah, we're all cute. Look at us eating our fucking leaves, and then all of a sudden you got chlamydia.
Yep, those little fuckers.
Everywhere else in the world, they go ahead and they sit there and they name things like unique names, right? Like you got like cobras, black mambas, blah blah. Australia, like brown snake. Why?
Yep.
It's brown. It's fucking
brown.
deadly. Don't touch it.
Yep. Those big ass spiders. Fuck that.
Dude, I hate those videos. I mean, I love them. I hate spiders so much, but I love everyone. I like to watch one and then get skeeved out. Like when the guy's like, "Oh, it's on my ceiling. I'm just gonna get it with a little fucking Tupperware," and then it just jumps into the Tupperware. And the guy falls down off the ladder, and he's like running out of the room. I can't do it. I hate spiders too.
That continent has a spider on it that will kill a bird, right, and then leave it out in front of a little den, right, and then go ahead and ambush another animal that's coming to eat the bird, and keep doing it over and over again. It's horrific, right? It learned to do that over time, Kevin. That is a fucking no man's land, and I can't believe people actually live there.
Yeah.
Not
The only outback I'm going to is the steakhouse.
Bloomin' onion, baby. Gotta get that bloomin' onion. They still have Outback steakhouses. I feel like I haven't seen one in years.
I got one by my house.
Oh, dude, the one in Methuen I've driven by a lot. I can't believe I forgot that one.
Yep.
There's still commercials for it.
Another irrational fear I have, Dan, you kind of touched on this. I also don't like the ocean at all. Like if I can't see clearly the water I'm in, like any murky water, I'm out. Like there could be anything in there. Anything.
Well, I told you about the sea turtle, right?
I don't think so.
I was in Barbados on a cruise, and this local was like, "Hey, you guys want to go on my catamaran and look at a sea turtle?" So me, my brother, my mom, and my aunt were like, "Sure."
Lost a kidney.
Now it had rained for like 3 days prior to us getting there, so all the runoff made what was supposed to be crystal clear water all murky. And we get out to where the sea turtle apparently was, and the guy was like, "Hey, I only got 2 sets of snorkels and goggles, so you have to go 2 at a time." So we're like, okay. So me and my brother go in there, and we're like we're down there looking in the water. Can't see shit. I mean, I don't even know how deep it is because it's just so murky. And then just out of the murk, all of a sudden there's
man.
coming up at me, and I was like, "Nope, fuck it, get me out of here, get me out of here." I picked my head up. The catamaran is like 200 yards off. I'm like, "Come back, I'm done. Get me out." Fucking sea turtle just coming up at me, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, I'm done."
How do you even use a snorkel? I don't even know how to use one of those things.
You have to keep your head above water, like the tube above water, right?
How do the people dive underwater with it?
Yeah.
And then when you come back up, you go, and you
clear it.
Blow all.
So you just hold your breath. I could never do it in a pool. I keep fucking drinking it.
That explains a lot.
I'm with you, dude. The snorkel makes no sense to me. Like, give me a full breathing apparatus or something. But my wife and I were at Grand Cayman Islands years ago, and all of a sudden we're in the water like waist deep, and somebody on the beach points beside us, and they would go, "Oh, a barracuda!" Just like that, like so casually. I shit you not. My wife, Sarah and I took one look at each other, and then we fucking Scooby-Dooed that shit out of the water, like running on the top to get out of there. Like we're done. Let's go back to the boat. We're on a cruise. Like go back to the boat.
That's crazy.
But we stayed on the beach to watch it. It wasn't like a great white shark or anything, but it was at least 15 inches long, and it was thick, and I was like, "Oh, look at that thing!"
Mine's not a water thing, but I was walking through a nature preserve in the Bahamas, and they had talked about banana spiders the entire day, and I hadn't seen one until I almost walked into one. The thing was like the size of my fucking hand.
Oh God!
And I almost walked into it, and then they were fucking everywhere. It was like arachnophobia.
Oh Jesus!
In the fucking attic, and he's just going nuts. I'm like, nope, all fucking set. I power walked out of that place like nobody's business.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah,
right there on my wall. That movie's terrifying. God damn it, I hate spiders. My aunt, she was on a boat in the ocean. I don't remember where, but they were like out there, and she was telling me that she had to jump. My aunt, she might be my cousin. I don't fucking know. I don't really talk to my extended family that much, but they were like, "Oh, I have to take a leak. What do I do?" And they're like, "Oh, just jump in the water." She fucking jumps over the side of this boat and just thuds onto something like firm. And she goes, "Oh my God." She thought she was on like a whale or something. It was just a sandbar in the middle of the water. She lost her mind. She started screaming, and they were like, "What?" And she's just standing there. She goes, "Oh my God, I thought it was a whale." Like,
have you seen that new movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro. That fucking scene with the fucking barge coming towards them at the beach,
Oh, yeah.
that is the craziest shit. They look at each other, they're like, that thing was going to stop, right?
It's gotta stop.
It's going to stop.
Let's pack our shit up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
God.
in case.
Yeah.
Once it hit, though, I mean, realistically, once it hit and did stop, it didn't have much damage other than that. I'd be like, all right, let's go back in the water.
Yeah.
Just go beside it. But,
or when, what's his name? I can't pronounce his first name, but Ali, when he's running and the fucking plane crashes on the side of that cliff.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Oh my God.
That movie, and John, I know you probably haven't seen it yet, but that movie it's filmed very, very clever, because the whole time I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I really don't. Like, when he first found the people on the beach from the first plane crash, I was like, what is happening here? Like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, my mind kept going, it's aliens. It's got to be aliens, right? And then, like, ended up not being aliens. And I was even scarier, I think, that it wasn't aliens.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been, if it was aliens, you would have been like, all right, fine.
All right, it's aliens. Oh, man. It's a pretty good movie. I told Dan these guys last week, but I didn't love the way it ended like the last scene. I think it needed one or two more scenes to really be great. But for most of that movie, I thought it was really good. So I think they did a good job with it. But all right, we'll move on to another topic here. So big news breaking in the New England sports area. Sorry, Dan. I know this is a topic you're not excited about.
Read the sub caption under my name.
What does it say? I can't read it. But
Love hockey, hates football.
So today, the New England Patriots parted way with Bill Belichick. And it's the end of an era. The guy was the greatest football coach of all time. Had a rough couple of years since Tom Brady left. And and they just decided after this season that for Bill's sake, rather than try to do one more run here, they want him. Supposedly, him and Robert Kraft split amicably, but I don't believe that's probably true. They shit canned him today, so it's Duggan more than anybody. I know you really want to talk about this. So, how you feeling today?
So Bill Belichick was 29-39 without Tom Brady. That is a shit fucking right there. And I just noted, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 6 drafts, just to go over quickly. In 23, he drafted a punter and a kicker. Wow. In 2022, he drafted a receiver named Strong. You ever hear of him? Or how about Tyquan Thornton? Barely fucking plays. In 2021, he drafted Mac Jones. Who the fuck is Mac Jones? And another guy named, I don't know, Nixon. Has anyone even heard of these fucking plays? 2020, he drafted a tight end named Asi. When's he ever fucking play? Or how about another fucking kicker? In 2019, everyone's favorite receiver, N'Keal Harry, who is a cuckold. And, another punter. Yay. Oh, and let's top it off in 18. He drafted a fucking running back in the first round, Sony Michel, who now fucking stocks shelves at supermarkets. And, Braxton Berrios, who is now playing well for another fucking team. and Danny Etling, who's a quarterback who's now handing out water, and last but not least, a DB that I've never fucking heard of. So, in conclusion, this dude sucks at drafting. Great fucking coach. If he had the fucking balls to actually swallow his pride and have someone come in who can draft a fucking team like the Steelers, like the Baltimore Ravens,
like every other team in the NFL,
another team, yeah, I think it could have worked. But instead, he fucking can't let go of his pride. And not only did he destroy that, but he also shelved Brady, which, as we know, won a Super Bowl the next year with the Bucs.
Yeah,
it's very sad, very upsetting. But at least we had that run.
You got to look back at it, right? Because 20 years of always being competitive, 10 fucking Super Bowl appearances, 6 wins. It's a really impressive record. It's just that it sucks that the thing is, it's really not. We as a fan base, we should have assumed it was coming eventually anyways. everybody peters out. The man's 70 years old. It just happens.
You leave out the 2 cheating scandals.
What?
Yes.
All right. We all know science. Okay. Those balls fucking shrunk just like men's. So don't. Yeah. He's Spygate. Absolutely. That guy
I was in the pool.
I will argue. I've always argued this. The Deflategate fucking scandal. Were the Colts not allowed to use the same balls? Isn't it the same?
So it's per team.
Wouldn't they have the same? Oh, so each team plays with their own balls?
Gets 12 balls or some shit like that. So how they found out was that they got a kicking ball that they felt was soft. But what everyone seems to escape was that after they fucking cried to the referees, we went out in the second half and rolled that ass. So the balls had nothing to do with it. They just wanted to cry about it because the Colts are fucking cucks as well.
I don't watch football.
See, I thought it was one set of balls at the stadium. Everybody got to use it. So this whole time I was that's bull. Why are they even complaining? They get the same benefit of the lesser pressured balls. And that's really funny. But yeah, it sucks that he's gone. Who do you think they're gonna who you leaning at for coach here?
I would love to get Vrabel, but word on the street is that Mayo is going to step up and be the head coach. So.
That's what I've been hearing today too. But dude, he's never been a head coach. You can't have somebody who's never been a head coach step in and fucking coach a team. That's
why I think they're going to do it with committee, like him and OB. I think they'll be good together. But if they get Vrabel and they have OB and Mayo, and we actually get, I don't know, Marvin Harrison Jr., or we can fucking somehow get our hands on Justin Fields. I mean, I've been saying that forever, and now all of a sudden that's the hot commodity. But I have no problem with getting Fields, somehow trading for him or whatnot, because he could play. He's just nobody can play on the Bears. That Bears is a shit organization.
I would prefer Vrabel. I want a real head coach. So I know he's defensive minded, but I want a real head coach. I know we have to think offense now because that's where we suck. But I don't know. I want Vrabel more than I want. I wouldn't want to hand it over to Mayo, who's never coached before. Not after the shitty last 4 seasons we've had.
Yeah.
No. Give me a real head coach. Fuck that.
Or even if
Seahawks
I know
fire Pete Carroll.
Yes, the Seahawks.
Oh,
they did. They made him. They made him. They made Pete Carroll take an office job, actually, in the organization, which is
Kaiser.
How fucking insulting. Imagine that shit. They're like, Pete, we don't want you to coach anymore. We don't want you to go anywhere else. We're going to give you a fucking job. You're going to do some paperwork upstairs. Yeah. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I'm definitely going to find another job.
Yeah. If you get McVay from the Rams, because he's a good offensive coach.
Yeah, he is good.
We need somebody who can actually draft and who can actually develop talent, because Belichick couldn't develop dick.
Question.
Yes.
I don't know much about football. Why are coaches selecting the draft people? Isn't there another person that's
so some coaches have full autonomy where they are the GM and the coach. Others have a GM and a coach. So it's really up to the contract and how they present it. But more often than not, you'll have a GM and a coach that go hand in hand, that have a vision, that will draft accordingly, and then the coach fucking puts the puzzle pieces together.
Things are going to move quickly here for the Patriots, so they're going to have to. The thing is, most people, you want your coach and your GM to have a good, relationship. So I think they're going to have to. I would hire the coach first, personally, because that's like the guy who's going to decide your team, and then you together with Robert Kraft and if they get Vrabel, they together find a GM that works for them that they want to work with, so they get a good partnership going. Belichick he did both, and he sucked at both. He didn't suck at being a coach, but he's so bad at drafting that it fucked the team. So I don't know, it's
horrible.
I think you get Vrabel, and then for me, the two routes in the draft are you either take Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3 if you can. He's an automatic game-changing receiver, that best player in the draft this year, right? If you get him, you have to shell out money to Kirk Cousins or Russell. Probably not Russell Wilson. I wouldn't want Russell Wilson, I don't think. But Kirk Cousins, you bring him in. Kirk Cousins is going to be feeding fucking bombs to Marvin Harrison Jr. And the Pats are right back into it, competitive, probably making multiple playoff appearances, right? But if you don't go that route and you draft the quarterback like Drake May or Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones? Is that the name?
No.
Daniels. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. You draft one of them because you're not going to get Caleb Williams, and you might not even get Drake May, honestly, but you draft one of those guys.
Tired of getting a young quarterback. I want someone who's fucking proven, like you said, Kirk Cousins, Matt Stafford, somebody who can actually play the game and then get a quarterback. I'm tired of fucking shilling out someone who's young.
The problem is those guys have big fucking price tags, Duggan, and they're not young anymore. Kirk Cousins, he's not Brady old, but he's
Flacco. He was mowing lawns 4 weeks ago.
I know. Dan, I know you don't watch football, but do you know that story?
No. Joe
Flacco used to be the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. He bounced around to a bunch of teams. He hasn't played in fucking years. All of a sudden, he was literally mowing lawns. Duggan is not wrong. Mowing lawns, and the not Cincinnati Bengals, the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, lost all their quarterbacks, and then they were like, Joe Flacco, do you want to come back and play for us? He came in off his fucking John Deere, hops off, runs to the stadium, and he's doing amazing. He's fucking had the most yards thrown, tons of touchdowns. He's had a bunch of interceptions too, but he's fucking going for it, man. Yeah. And he took the Browns to the postseason off of his shoulders.
He can go to the AFC Championship, and he was fucking collecting grass clippings. Crazy.
That's awesome.
It's a story, dude. Dude, I'm telling you.
It was a movie. It's called The Replacements.
Yep.
Keanu Reeves as Shane Falco.
Yeah,
it is The Replacements.
Scrubbing barnacles off the bottom of houseboats.
Hell yeah. Best
to getting the Washington Generals into the playoffs.
The Sentinels.
They were called. It was a dumb fucking made up name.
It's better than the Commanders.
Yeah. Dude, I love The Replacements. That's a great movie. Honestly, that could go into our next topic here because that's
what a segue!
what a segue! Yeah. That's a segue. Yeah. Well, those of us that like football will miss Bill Belichick, but I'm actually excited for the Pats going into this next season. Now, I'm eagerly watching that draft. I'm eagerly tuning into fucking all the sports that Adam Schefter better tell me tomorrow morning that they signed Mike Vrabel. I'll be fucking pissed. But
I'm looking forward to the rebuilding decade.
Yeah. All righty, we'll move on to our final topic today, which is underrated comedy movies. This got started. This topic came to me because last week, John, I don't know if you were in when we talked about this, but I was a younger guy that we work with, Chris Villa, and I don't know what he said, but he said something that triggered a line from a movie in my head, which is, have you guys ever seen the Sasquatch Gang?
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah, such a good movie.
Wait,
that I feel like nobody's ever even heard of this.
Doesn't it have a longer name? I thought it was Sasquatch Dumpling.
No, you're thinking of another one.
You are.
Sasquatch and the Impossible fucking blah, 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 something.
The Apple Dumpling Gang or something. Maybe it has a longer title, but I always just had a set of the Sasquatch Gang. It's a really stupid comedy, like Napoleon Dynamite level, like weirdo, lame kind of movie, but it's fucking hilarious. And Justin Long is so funny in that movie as this like mullet wearing, like just total douchebag. And I don't know, it got me thinking about like underrated comedy movies. Are there any underrated comedy movies that you guys love?
Yeah.
Yes. So speaking of Justin Long, Strange Wilderness is absolutely.
That's another underrated comedy movie.
Yep.
So fucking funny.
The part where he has eyes,
The eyes
on his
sleeping.
eyelids.
Oh, so funny.
When they make fun of the guy's name, what's the guy's name? Boner or no? It's just Dick. The guy's name is just Dick. And they're just like, they start laughing. And he's like, you guys call me Dick. And then they all start laughing. And it's like, oh, it's like, hey, does your name ever get hard when you're like it's the stupidest line of things ever. And then Justin Long, he gets the last little one in. He goes, hey, do you ever let your dog lick your name? Like you ever put peanut butter in your name and let your dog lick it off? And he looks at him and he goes, shut the fuck up. And he goes, sorry.
Oh man.
Strange Wilderness, dude. That's absolutely a terrible movie, but it's funny. It's
so funny.
I mean, the ending where they finally find Bigfoot and his response is just, huh? And then they just light him up with all sorts
they kill it.
Yeah.
Yes. They kill Sasquatch.
As you fucking should. That is apex predator.
Yep.
They shoot it, and then they're sitting around the campfire, talking about it. And they're like, yeah, we had to do it though. It was coming for us. And then Farva, the guy who plays Farva, he's like, was he really though? He's like, because it kind of sounded like he just said, huh? Like he was like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, no, he came at us. And he's like, all right. It's like, yeah. I think Justin Long, he's like fucking cock teased. And they shoot him again. And they're like, all right, well, what are we going to do? Because the video footage showed us shooting him to death. And then they fake Sasquatch's suicide. We found Sasquatch, but he had taken his own life. Like he's fucking hanging there. He's got bullet holes all over him.
Oh man,
that is an underrated comedy. Absolutely. Oh man,
I went with a bunch of John Cena ones too, like Peacemaker. I mean, that's not a movie, but that show is so fucking funny.
I wouldn't say that's underrated though.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about it though,
dude. John Cena, what's it called? Blockers. John Cena in Blockers. That movie, that is 100% an underrated comedy because I never heard anybody talking about that movie. And then I randomly came across it and put it on. Sarah and I were crying, laughing. We were watching that movie.
Dude,
everybody needs to see that movie.
And Trainwreck, when he goes on the date with Amy Schumer in the fucking movie theater. That scene is absolutely hilarious. The guy's like, you look like Mark Wahlberg. He's like, I look like Mark Wahlberg? What are you talking about? I'm like 200 pounds. I look like I ate Mark Wahlberg. I
like the scene in Trainwreck when he's having sex with Amy Schumer, and because he's totally like the whole joke is that he's like actually gay and he's with Amy Schumer, and she's like talk dirty to me, and he's like, oh, I don't like to do that. I don't want to do that, babe. And she's like, please just do it. It'll be great. And she's like, he's fucking her. He goes, the first time that I saw you, he's like, just going to town. He's like, I saw you walking down the street. You were wearing those jeans. I saw you from behind, and I thought you were a guy. Oh! That is like absolute pure comedy gold. Gold. I thought you were a guy. Oh. Oh man. And then she's like, what did you say? He goes, oh, who knows, babe? Who knows? I was just in the moment. Yeah. Oh man. What about you, Dan? You got any?
Well, I mean,
oh, nice. Great movie.
Not a great movie. It's an okay movie, but this fucking song. How good is that song?
It's really funny, and it
is funny.
I'm curious how Matt Damon came in to do that skit, like
right?
that one scene. Like that's a random get for that scene.
It really is.
I don't know what the deal is with that.
I
love the joke, the repeated joke in that where it's like, this isn't where I park my car.
Yep.
Like I said that, I probably said that for like 10 years after that movie. Yeah. Every time I did anything.
You got a little dirt on your nipple. You just gotta get a little lick.
You know, maybe if you just, I mean, obviously, great movie with the amount of nudity that's there. But you look at it and it's like all the people that are in it, like the most famous person other than Matt Damon is Michelle Trachtenberg. And all the other main characters, can you name another single thing that they've been in?
That blonde dude was in the fucking cheerleading movie. I forget what it was called.
No, he wasn't. That's a different guy.
Really?
Are you thinking of the guy? Are you thinking of the guy that's on the like one of those NCIS shows, Duggan?
Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
But you're also thinking of the movie Fired Up, which is a decent movie.
Is that the one with the two dudes on the cheerleading team?
Yeah, yeah.
What is that line in that? What is the line in that movie where it's like Chumbawamba? It's like the soundtrack to my life.
Yeah,
like, something like that. That's a good one.
I just had another one and I forgot what it was. Fuck. Shit, and I just watched it the other day.
Think about it, John. We'll go to you.
All right, so I love Grandma's Boy. I think it's a fantastic movie, right? I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. Just the fact that when they're downstairs playing video games or watching anything else, and the monkey is learning karate, or they have the witch doctor, with the phone rings and the guy's like, "Do I have a tumor?"
I'm way too big to drive to the devil's house.
I love Grandma's Boy.
That is such a great movie, right?
I don't love Grandma's Boy. I don't know what it is. That movie never hit with me. But I do love I love the old lady playing the trick on him when the grandma when they're first there. It's like, oh, I died on the floor and they just left me, and he's like, oh fuck, and she's messing with him.
When they go to the restaurant and it's fucking like an all vegan restaurant, and he's like, "I'll be serving you today. My name is Shiloh," and he's like, "Well, like Guy Blow."
Shut up, you fucking ass.
Yeah. Nick Schwartzen, a cow's dick.
Nick Schwartzen is fantastic in that movie.
Oh,
right. Where he's like, "You were my first." You're like, "But you're like the 201st." He's like, "Should have wore a condom."
Yeah.
That and, it's almost.
Sorry, go ahead.
Almost with Chris Farley and Matt Perry.
Mm-hmm. Part where he falls down, gets the egg, and falls out of the tree.
I laugh so hard at that part every single time. You've never seen it?
Was that his last movie?
Yeah.
Was that his last movie?
Yep. Where they're trying to beat Lewis and Clark to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't try.
They technically do.
Imagine where Kevin James would be if Farley was still alive.
He'd be mowing lawns with
Joe Flacco.
Shane Falco.
Oh my God.
Joe Flacco.
Actually, Farley's last movie was Dirty Work, where he played Jimmy, the guy with the tip of his nose bit off.
Dirty Work is fantastic as well. Again, unsung comedy. That movie is great.
Yeah.
That movie is funny. You just made me think of one when you guys were I don't know why, because it's not even remotely related to these movies, but I love Hot Rod. I think that is a super underrated comedy. It's so good.
He falls down that fucking mountain. I laugh for like 20 minutes straight. It is the funniest fucking thing.
The whole movie's funny, and
it's perfect as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I love Isla Fisher too. She's like one of my favorites, ever. And I love when he's like, what does he say? I forget the first thing he says to her. And she's like, "What is it?" He's like, "Oh, I was just wondering who you think would win in a fight between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco." Yep. And then she's like, "Well, taco wins if it's street rules or prison rules." Yep. And he's like, "That's kind of racist, but all right."
Danny McBride is so funny in that fucking movie when Hot Rod crashes into the trailer. And the guy's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Nope, not today." He beats the shit out of him. And he's like, "This is my hat. This is my hat."
I've been drinking green tea all day. You gonna bring a demons out of me?
My name is Hot Rod, and I like to party. No, your name isn't Rod.
I love when dude. That whole movie's funny. What like the ensemble's great. Bill Hader's so fucking funny when he gets the fucking blade in his face.
I decided to take some acid.
Whatever you say, Mountain Face.
Yeah. Hospital trash can.
That movie's dude. Even the supporting cast is great in that. Freaking not Will Arnett. Is it Will Arnett?
Yeah, Will Arnett.
As the boyfriend.
Yep.
He's good. Babe, no way, babe. Dude, is that Sullivan?
Sullivan. Babe, I gotta say what's up to Sully.
Trace flaming Dr. Pepper's stat.
Yeah. Don't go falling in love like that will ever happen.
Like that'll ever happen.
Jesus.
No, babe. No, babe.
Babe, wait, babe.
That's great.
It just cuts off that fucking movie. Oh.
Dan, do you remember your next one?
No, I'm fucking pissed. It was in my brain and I can't fucking remember what it was.
Eurotrip. We were talking about Eurotrip. Yeah, no, and then we were talking about the cheerleading movie with the kids.
About Eurovision.
Oh no. God no. I
You know, it's a good one. Here's one. This will.
Yeah, jog my brains.
Alake Pauly's really good.
Yeah.
This actually transfers to the one I'm thinking of because you know who's in a lot of like incredible like unpopular comedy movies is
Seymour Hoffman.
Well, yes, he is. But no. Oh shit! What is his fucking name? I just lost it too. Hank Azaria. Yeah. Hank Azaria is in he's so funny in these minor roles. He's great as the diving instructor in The Long Came Polly. Yeah. Oh, the happy hippo. It's like, but he does. He's in one of. So this is another movie. It's a kind of a rom-com. But have you guys ever seen America's Sweethearts?
Yep, I've seen that.
John Cusack, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Billy Crystal, fucking Hank Azaria, Julia Roberts. It's a massive cast, and we were just talking about him last week. He's good at God damn it. Why can't I think of his name now? Christopher Walken. Everybody's in that movie, and it's wicked funny. And there's have you ever seen a press junket where like an actor gets interviewed 5,000 times about whatever movie they did? In that movie.
Oh, bye, Kevin.
Yeah, see you later, Kevin.
I don't even know.
Bye, Kevin.
I'm back.
Whoa.
Hey.
Back. I don't know where I left off, but press junkets.
Press junkets.
In that movie, Catherine Zeta-Jones and John Cusack are doing a press junket for this movie, and he's so sick of doing them. And instead of just being an asshole to everyone, he starts making shit up. And he's like, listen, he starts talking about Catherine Zeta-Jones' new boyfriend, who's Hank Azaria, and he's like, he's a good-looking dude, and we had a threesome last night. And he's like, and even though he's in shape, he goes, he got a really small pecker, and he's not going up. It's just so funny. He's like, it's based. Oh, it's basically like a roll of quarters. And he starts going off with it, and it's wicked funny. And then the next scene, Hank Azaria is pissed at the press junket, and he's like, you need to tell. He's got this accent. He's like, you need to go and tell them that I have a very big penis. It's I don't know. It's just a wicked funny movie that nobody ever watches now, but it's one of those ones that was just I swear it was on HBO or something every day when I got home from school on cable, and I always fucking watched it. So
Hank Azaria is also great in The Birdcage as Haggador.
Oh, Birdcage is so funny. Yeah. I love that movie.
He falls down. He goes, I do not wear the shoes because they make me fall down.
What's that movie? I don't even know what that movie
You
is.
don't know the Birdcage?
Oh,
Nathan Lane and Robin Williams own
they're like it's like a dress store or some shit like that.
It's like a burlesque house, but it's all cross-dressing men.
It's so
never
funny.
heard of it.
It's actually based on a French movie called Le Cage à Folle.
Which I assume means the Birdcage.
Yeah, it does. But if you haven't seen the Birdcage, it's actually a pretty good movie. Because then they have to basically pretend that they're straight because Robin Williams' son is getting married to like a Gene Hackman's daughter, who's a senator or some shit.
Yep.
And they have to pretend that they're straight, and Robin Williams trying to teach Nathan Lane to walk straight, and he's like, walk like Clint Eastwood, and he does it, and he goes, makes a face, and goes, what was wrong with that? And he goes, nothing, it was perfect. I just never realized how gay Clint Eastwood walked.
I have seen this movie.
The Birdcage. All right, dude, text me after this to remind me, because I want to see it. It sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
Does anybody else get any others? Because I got like one or two more, but
go for it. You keep going. I'm gonna find this fucking movie that I was
it's not underrated per se, but Tropic Thunder is so fucking funny. That movie can never be made anymore, but it's absolutely outstanding.
It's crazy how good that movie is.
Oh my god! So good.
And that's another one of those movies. Every single person, not even the main characters, every person showed up and did their job to be funny. Every single one of them.
Outstanding in that.
Dude, Nick Nolte, fucking even Matthew McConaughey, who's not playing a funny character, is bringing his A game. Yes, Tom Cruise is great.
Monster in that.
They were supposed to be making, and this is years now, a spin-off movie with just Tom Cruise's character.
Yep.
As the agent or whatever that he whatever he was.
Watch that in a heartbeat.
I love is a classic comedy that I don't think gets talked about enough. The Burbs with Tom Hanks, where he moves in and it's like he gets those new neighbors that move into the real shitty house in their neighborhood, and they're fucking murderers or whatever. And like everybody thinks that they're murderers, and Tom Hanks the whole time is like, no, they're not murderers. Like, come on, leave them alone. And then he thinks everybody's freaking out over these people. And then he finds a fucking human skull in the basement. And he's like, I found this in the basement. And they all start they're like, we got to dig up those bodies. We need more evidence. We're never going to be able to tell the cops. And like this whole neighborhood turns on him. It's great. That's a great movie.
I'll have to check that out.
It's really, really funny. It's classic 80s. And then another good one is a totally underrated comedy. Have you guys ever seen Envy with Jack Black and Ben Stiller? Vaporize. Yeah. That movie's wicked funny. And Christopher Walken, again, great comedy role in that movie. Christopher Walken as that fucking, I don't even remember his name, but he's just the homeless guy that he finds, and he serves him and convinces him to like blackmail Jack Black or whatever. But so funny. And then he shoots him with the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go. I was just gonna say, and then he shoots Ben Stiller. He kills the horse with the arrow. It's like Jack Black's horse. He didn't really kill it with the arrow, but it looks like he did. And then later he explains it to Jack Black. He goes, "I killed your horse. I'm sorry. I just took this arrow and I went like this and I shot it." And he shoots another one, and then in the distance you just hear somebody go, "Arrow!" And then you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And you just look up, and he runs over and he sees Christopher Walken, who is now breaking into Ben Stiller's house, sticking out of the window with a fucking arrow in his back. And then they're like, "We got to go get him out." And when they go to get him out, he's gone. And they're like, "We got to track him down." And he tracks him down. And Christopher Walken goes, "I'm sorry." He's like, I'm not going to blackmail you anymore. Just leave me alone. And he's like, I'm not going to hurt you. And he's like, "Take the arrow out of my back." And he takes it out. He takes it out. Chris Walken goes, "Who shoots somebody with an arrow?" And Ben Stiller goes, "I do. I'm an archer." It's so funny. Oh, goddamn. That movie's great.
So have you ever seen The Heartbreak Kid? While we're in the vein of Ben Stiller movies.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a
Jerry Stiller in that is phenomenal.
Yes.
Just having Jerry Stiller talk about crushing pussy.
Yeah.
That's another underrated Danny McBride movie too, because he's wicked funny as the straight.
Miranda, we're playing
straight man.
Parcheesi.
Yes,
Yeah.
the like super straight edge like brother or brother-in-law or whatever he is, and he's like smells like someone's out here smoking the devil's lettuce. That's a great one, dude. These are like the movies I remember seeing. Do you remember there was like a time? It must have been like between 8th grade and senior year where all of these like not really big, massive comedies came out, but like a ton of just random comedies like this came out. Because I remember seeing that in theaters, like The Heartbreak Kid.
Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, great movie.
Love it.
You know what scene's great in Night at the Roxbury is the scene where they're loading the plants into the van and like
chucking the plants into the van.
Like Will Ferrell's like nicely placing them, and then Chris Kattan's just like hawking them in the back there.
Oh, so good.
So good. Dan, any luck on your search for your underrated movie?
No, it's gonna be
Bring it
next
on.
time. I'll text you or something. I don't fucking know. I
Bring.
really don't remember what it was.
Tune in next time for when Dan finds out what movie he's looking for.
Yeah.
With my brain, I'm gonna be half asleep tonight. It's gonna be like 12:30, and I'm just gonna be like, I got it.
It was Dino Cop.
This isn't a cop, dude. Not Dino Cop, but what's the one with Kung Fury? That movie was wicked funny. It's a short, like 35 minutes on Netflix, but it's like it's got a Triceracop.
Yep.
That movie's ridiculous. But I was watching this movie 2 nights ago. You guys ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's wild.
That movie is wild. I'm laughing out loud at the scene where the guy comes back to her after she's jumped, not bodies, but mines or whatever, like a bunch of times. And she gets the exposure to all the different ones. And the guy goes, out of all the people, the reason that you're going to be able to tap into all this potential is because you're the worst of all the different versions of yourself. And she's like, I'm not the worst. How could I be the worst? I'm definitely better than the person with the hot dog fingers. Because one of them, they have the hot dog finger world. And like, that was, I don't know, just genius writing. I laughed so hard at that. But
Danny, you ever see the movie Goon? I'm surprised you haven't mentioned that.
Oh, that's good.
I've seen them both. They're both great.
Yeah, I love that.
I never saw
much better than the second one, but
I never saw the second one. I only ever watched the first one, but I love the first one.
Yep, very good.
Good. What did the what's the goalie say? He's like that's a little. No, not that part.
Get away from my fucking Percocets, and do you
have any Percocets?
Yeah.
No, not that. But when the other two, like the Swedish dudes are giving him shit, like the whole movie. But he says something to him. And he's like, what does he say to him? He's like, I played hockey my whole life. I ain't never heard about people drawing dicks on each other's faces or something like that. There's some line.
We should sign his dick. Yeah, we should sign his dick.
That's what it is.
Why would you sign his dick? Because I sign my brother's dick all the time. You know, you're signing your brother's dick. That's gay with a little something else.
This is gay with a little something else mixed in. He's like, I played hockey my whole life. I ain't never heard of anybody signing each other's dicks. It's pretty funny. Yeah. All right. Anybody else got anything else?
No, I'll text you later.
All right.
You know what? I'll put a comment on this video.
That would be great.
At 12:30 a.m. tomorrow morning when I remember what the fuck this movie is.
Well, all right. That's a good place for us to end this. Anybody who's been tuning into this video, please do us a favor. If you have favorite underrated comedies, let us know in the comments. I will capture these comments and I will make sure to bring them up in the next video on some of the ones we might have missed. So let us know. Click the like button, subscribe to this channel, and we'll come at you guys with another episode next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm not going to play the outro song. I'm just going to end it.